Hello, everybody. I am so sorry. I don't know what was happening there. We had some crazy, crazy malfunctions. I don't know what was going on. I apologize, but I am back and I am ready to go. So let's have a let's have a great fucking show, right? Again, uh, sorry for the inconvenience, everybody. But welcome to the Ham Podcast, right? Where shit happens. Anything that can happen will happen. Anything that can happen will happen. So that's what the Ham Podcast is all about. So I'm so sorry, but let's get this party started, right? Let's go. So episode 50, here we are, and I couldn't be more excited, right? Some people are excited about Christmas. I'm excited about New Year's. I'm all about having a good drink, right? So we're here, and New Year's is right around the corner, but we got to get through Christmas first. So here we are on Christmas, right? I hope if you have kids, I hope you and your kids have a wonderful Christmas. I hope it all goes as planned. I hope you guys get your kids everything they wanted. If they were bad, well, shit, I hope they don't get anything then, right? But let's forget about Christmas, right? Fuck Christmas. Let's talk about NFL playoffs. Okay, NFL playoffs. I can't wait. We are just a couple of weeks away. My team, the Cowboys, we've clinched our playoff spot. Not the way I wanted to, right? Didn't happen the way I wanted. We lost to the damn Jaguars. Couldn't believe that happened. But luckily the Giants beat the Redskins, or I'm sorry, the Commanders. The Giants beat the Commanders, and so we are in the playoffs, right? So we're in, right? But I want to go in on a high note. This weekend, whether Jalen Hurts plays or not, it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be real tough. So I think the Cowboys, right? Whether or not Jalen Hurts plays, it's going to be tough. So I think the Cowboys need to go out there, and our defense needs to play a lot fucking better. Our defense needs to step it up, right? To give up 40 points to the Jaguars, 40 points, my people, that's unheard of to give. And don't get me wrong, the Jaguars are talented, right? Young quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, Christian Kirk at receiver, good running back in Edney and all that good stuff, but there's no reason a top defense like the Cowboys should have gave up 40 freaking points to them. Very disappointed. Very disappointed in my boys last weekend. But hey, we're moving on, right? We got the Eagles Saturday. I'm excited, right? I'm excited because anytime we get to play the Eagles, I hope we win, especially seeing that they already beat us earlier in the season. But we'll see what happens, right? It's going to be a tough game. Our corners are going to have to be ready. Like I said, whether Jalen Hurts plays or Gardner Minshew plays, because Jalen Hurts apparently injured his shoulder against the Bears when he was getting tackled. So there's a chance he may not play. But even if it's Gardner Minshew, he's a gunslinger, man. And he's going to go out there and throw that rock around. So, our corners better be ready. Our defensive line better get some pressure to help them out. And we need to step it up, right? Other than that, right, other than a little football, I don't even know what to do with my Saturdays right now. There's no UFC for 4 weeks. No UFC for 4 weeks. What do I do? I mean, luckily it's Christmas Eve this Saturday. That'll occupy me, right? Cowboys play, all that good stuff. Next Saturday's New Year's Eve. I'll get totally wasted, drunk, maybe pass out, break a heel. One of my eyelashes may fall off. First of all, Sir Knight, fuck you. UFC does not suck. Everybody, we got a special visitor in the house. Sir Knight, welcome into the Ham Podcast, sir. Welcome in. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So Sir Knight says the UFC sucks. He's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. The guy must be off his rocker. But yeah, no UFC for 4 weeks. The last show was good. I loved the last fight night. It was good. The pay-per-view was good. Totally excited for that. But couple things I want to talk about, right? First one, if you're all about pop culture and everything, it's been all over social media. It's been all over the TV. Don't worry, I grabbed the Snickers. All right, he's going to be himself again. So everybody is talking about Blueface, the rapper, how he punched his girlfriend's dad in the face. It was so fucking funny. So here I am. What's going on? Dominguez, welcome into the Ham Podcast. So it's, Blueface is a rapper, right? Drop Down Tatiana is probably his most famous song. And he has a girlfriend named Krishan Rock. I'm pretty sure I pronounced her name right. I don't know. And they're toxic. They're both crazy people. She's always getting drunk. She's been accused. Well, not accused. She has been caught hitting him on video, right? You can't say accused if they've actually been caught. And so apparently he was meeting her family, and they were giving him a hard time, talking to him about, don't put your hands on her. That's my daughter. That's my sister. That's my niece, whatever, right? All the different family members giving her a hard time, giving Blueface a hard time, talking about don't put your hands on her. So Blueface was like, allow me to retort. Those aren't the words he used exactly, but he's like, oh, but it's okay for her to hit me. Somebody hits me, I'm going to react. What's going on, G Vels? Welcome into the Ham Podcast. Again, guys, I'm live on Twitch, live on Facebook, going in. You know how we get in where we fit in, baby. So they're all up in Blueface's, grill. And all of a sudden, her dad comes out of nowhere and starts telling him, you don't put your hands on my daughter, yada, yada, yada. Conversation goes on. The dad kind of walks off. Then he kind of steps back in and throws a sucker punch at Blueface. And Blueface, a little bit of it landed, but he kind of moved out of the way, right? But he took the opportunity. Response is no, but she is a girl. You're absolutely right. Now, me personally, somebody takes a swing at me, I'm going to swing back. Unless, right? I'm only going to swing back if it's a man. If it's not a woman, of course I'm not going to swing back. If it's a kid, I'm sorry, did I say that right? If it's not a woman, if it is a woman, I'm not going to swing back. If it's a kid, obviously I'm not going to swing back. But if it's a man, right, you take a swing and we must swing back. And if it's a sucker punch, in my eyes, one sucker punch deserves another. Well, Blueface took that opportunity. The golden rule is, right, if you threw a sucker punch to somebody, don't walk off with your back turned, right? Your head needs to be on a swivel, right? Well, Blueface saw the dad walking away, got a fucking good ass running start, reached back, and popped that man right in his face. I mean, he caught him right in the mouth, busted his mouth, busted his nose. The dad was bleeding, hit the ground. To me, fucking funny. I thought it was hilarious because as a man, if you get in somebody's face, right? What's up, that boy Flowski? The golden rule is a golden shower. Only if you're R. Kelly, right? Only if you're R. Kelly, baby. Welcome in, Flowski. So the golden rule is if you throw a sucker punch, your head needs to be on a swivel. You don't walk away with your back turned to the guy you threw a sucker punch to, because he's gonna come back and try to sucker punch you. Well, in our hood, we call it a club punch, right? Because in the club, you sneak up on somebody, while the lights are low and everything, and you throw that sucker punch. Well, Blueface came around that corner and sucker punched him, and it was all kinds of funny. I loved it. So, it was a great show, right? I don't watch those kind of shows that Love and Hip Hops and all that. I don't really watch those. But watching that on TikTok was freaking hilarious. Welcome in, Tony Zamora, to the Ham Podcast. Welcome in. Again, guys, I'm going live on Twitch, live on Facebook, simultaneous. It's what I do. It's how I roll. Ham Podcast. That's right. It's called the Ham Podcast because I'm fat, and guess what? I'm ready to go. So let's do this, right? So here's my main topic for tonight, right? Here's something that I feel very, very passionate about, okay? There's a lot of discrimination that goes on in the world, right? A lot of discrimination. But the discrimination that I want to talk about, right, is size discrimination, okay? And not just any size discrimination. The size discrimination that I want to zero in, that I want to hone in on, is against men, okay? It's against men, all right? Because there is no size discrimination against women nowadays, right? If you're a big woman, right, you're a fat girl. I'm gonna go out and say it, right? And you got your stomach hanging out your shirt, and what do they call it now? Every girl wants to be called thick. No, I'm sorry, not every girl's thick. Some of y'all just fat, right? You got your thick girls, you got your fat girls, right? No, not everybody's thick. Some of y'all's fat, okay? But needless to say, right? Everybody's like, oh, she love her body, love that body, right? Girls, let your body go, girl. Do what you doing. Welcome in Mike D on the Ham Podcast, right? And everybody's like, oh, I'm proud of her for being proud of her body. Look at her, I love it. But when a big man goes out there, and let's say, and I'm a big man, ain't no shame in my life. I am a fat boy, right? I'm a fat man. I love my body. But if I've got my shirt hanging out, what kind of look do you think I get? I'm sorry, not my shirt. If I got my stomach hanging out of my shirt, what kind of look do you think I get? He needs to buy a bigger shirt. Right? And all these women nowadays try to say, oh, I'm into the dad bod. I'm into the dad bod. No, you're into medium size. That's what you need to say, right? Because there's small dudes, there's medium dudes, and then there's big dudes. So don't say dad bod women, because you're not into really dad bods. You're into medium-sized guys, okay? Perfect example is Lizzo. Lizzo goes out there and wears some of the most ridiculous outfits I've ever freaking seen in my life. I mean, she's got all kinds of stuff hanging out, right? All kinds of stuff. She got lonjas here, tripas over there. She's got everything hanging out, right? And everybody's like, oh, I'm so proud of her. Look at her. Oh yeah, body positivity, right? But yet when a big dude goes to a swimming pool, or a big dude, when we're at the river and we try to walk around with our shirt off, we get the side eye all the time. Put a shirt on. Why? Why is it okay for women to flaunt their stuff, their longhas, but when a big dude tries to just be relaxed, we get the side eye? It's not okay, people. We gotta love big men too. We gotta love. Mike T says Lizzo's full of manteca. I agree, my man. I agree, right? But nobody shames her. Nobody, right? And perfect example, Lizzo, body positivity. Oh, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. But then you got DJ Khaled and Rick Ross when they were walking around without their shirts. Look at that fat guy. Khaled needs to put a shirt on. Rick Ross has man titties. Why? Why is it that big guys are shunned, right? Big guys are hated on, but big girls are loved. Big girls are treasured. Big girls, they put them in a corner and say, oh, girl, we love your body. I'm so happy for you. Why? She's about 2 cheeseburgers away from me, maybe. About the same size. Lizzo and me. Lizzo, I played offensive tackle. Lizzo could have been the guard right next to me. Right? We could have been Tyron Smith and Zach Martin side by side. Right? So what happened? You got Khaled, who's working out trying to lose weight because he's getting made fun of. You got Rick Ross, right? Rick Ross all butter and biscuit. Rick Ross went and lost a bunch of weight because he was tired of getting made fun of. But Lizzo is doing specials, having TV shows, talking about how she's beautiful. No. Lizzo, I'm looking at you on both cameras, here on Twitch and on Facebook, Lizzo. Your body ain't beautiful, okay? And I'm a fat dude. I'm the first to admit I'm a fat dude. Lizzo, you're not hot, girl. Stop thinking you are. You stop thinking you are, Lizzo. All right? So I need you to wear a full-size shirt, right? Because if big guys get the side eye, then big girls need to get the side eye. Do you know how here's where it really gets me mad. Plus size models. How many female plus size models do you see out there modeling now? There's a bunch, right? Plus size models left and right. But how many plus size male models do you see? Sign me up. Let's go. Calvin Klein, I'm ready to be your plus size model, my dude. Like, sign me up, Calvin Klein. Dolce & Gabbana, sign me up. All these other clothing lines. Hell, Reebok. Sign me up. When's the last time Reebok put something out for offensive linemen? Reebok is a sports brand, but all they sponsor is quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, point guards, centers, right? Shooting guards. How come big dudes can't get the love from the sporting brands at least? Mike D says he wouldn't touch her with G Valve. Hey, I agree. But all I'm saying is, if we're gonna give big girls like Lizzo all that love and all that body positivity, then we got to give big guys love and positivity as well. Let us hang out with our man meat, right? Don't shame us into putting a muscle shirt on when we go swim. Don't shame us into putting on. No, we want to let the man meat hang out. Appropriate man meat. We're not trying to be like Antonio Brown at the pool, getting in trouble. Not that man meat. The appropriate, the beef, the man beef. Where's it at? Who's got it? I do. What's up? Right? So all I'm saying is we have to treat big men the same way we treat big women, with love and positivity, right? If you're going to give the love and positivity to big women, then you got to give the love and positivity to big men. Let's think about all the big men out there, right? That got us some love, right? We had Biggie Smalls. He brought big men in, right? Heavy D, he brought big men in, right? Who else? What other big man, right? What other big man got recognition like those two? Right? So he likes little Michael. This is true, right? So all I'm saying is we gotta treat our big dudes with the same love and respect that we treat our fat girls with. Right? And that's another thing. Why can't we call girls fat? Right? Oh, she thick. No, she fat. There's different levels, right? You got your skinny, your athletic, you got your thick, and then you got your fat. Not every girl is thick. Some of these girls is fat, right? You're fat. I'm fat. I know what fat is, right? I'm a fat boy. I'm a fat man. I'm not gonna sit here and say, yeah, I'm thick, girl. I'm thick. No, I'm fat, right? Love what you are. If you love your body, then love the name of it. You're fat, right? So that's my take on size discrimination. Emilio Torres, welcome into the Ham Podcast, sir. That's my take though on body shaming and body positivity, right? If we're gonna be praising the big girls, then we gotta praise the big men. We have to, right? Big men are, and this is our season, big men. This is when they want us the most. It's cold, right? They need a warm body. Guess what? Hello, right? You gotta store up on the food during the winter. Who stores more food than a big guy? Hello, come on now, right? Mike D says thick is what's in, the same way a dad bod is. It is, right? But like I said, a dad bod is a medium-sized man. That's what a dad bod is, right? So when women say, oh, I love big men, I love dad bod. No, you love medium-sized men, right? You don't love dad bod. You don't love big men. You love medium-sized men. Because I'm a big man. So don't say you love big men, right? So that's all I'm saying about that. That's all I got to say about that, right? Like Forrest said, right? But guys, once again, you see the hat, Zamora Orduna Real Estate Group. If you're looking for a house and you're looking for a nice place to lay that thick body down at, lay that fine body down at, whether you're thick, slim, chubby, fat, doesn't matter. If you need to lay that body down somewhere, hit up Zamora Orduna Real Estate Group. You know what it is. You gotta love it. I love it, Mike. You see I did that drop? But yeah, no, man. It's that time of the year, right? So we just gotta appreciate and we gotta love big men the same way we appreciate and love big women, right? That's another thing. How come we see AJ Campos Jr., welcome into the Ham Podcast? Why is it that thank you, Knight, thank you. Why is it that when ever like my friends try to introduce me to somebody, right? And I'm not talking like my like I've had some friends try to set me up, right? And They always want to set me up with another big person. Why? Have y'all ever seen like two really big people getting it on? It ain't pretty. It's not, right? It's two big bellies that are meeting, that are conjoining, right? That's why you see so many big girls hooking up with skinny guys, because it's just more, it's aesthetically pleasing, and that's why big guys hook up with the small girls, because it fits better, right? You ever been to SeaWorld? And you know when you go see Shamu, right? And they bring up Shamu to the platform, to the dry part, and he's balancing on his stomach, and you got the head up here and the fins up here, but the stomach's the only thing touching. That's what it's like when two really big people hook up. Nothing touches. They're just belly balancing. So stop trying. If you have a big friend, stop trying to hook your big friend up with big girls, right? And vice versa. If it's a big girl, don't try to hook up with a big guy, because it's not always gonna work that way. All right. Trust me, it's life lessons, okay? If you're a big guy like me, you know, you've been there, you've done that, right? So hook us up with a nice petite girl. Petite girls love big guys, like I said, especially this time of the year. Welcome in, Dems Rodriguez. Welcome in, Dems, to the Ham Podcast, right? So again, guys, if you want to follow us on Instagram, right? You want to follow the Ham Podcast, go to _H_A_M_podcast. Also, go check out the Twitter, right? Tweet us a little. _ham_podcast. You want to go back, watch some of the old videos on YouTube? We got our YouTube channel because we're like that. We stay with it, right? It's the Ham Podcast on YouTube, the Ham Podcast, all lowercase. Go check out the past videos. We got some really great podcasts, guys. Here's the thing, right? And I want to thank y'all because y'all made it possible. Tonight's episode 50. Without y'all watching, without y'all tuning in, without y'all supporting us, we don't hit 50 episodes, right? So on behalf of me and my boy Mike, who I started this with, thank you. Thank you for allowing us to hit 50 episodes, right? It's a beautiful thing. So thank y'all so much. And you know what? We're not going to slow down. It's only going to pick up. It's going to get that snowball effect, right? I'm going to start to pick up steam. We're going to make this fucking show even bigger and better as the time goes on. Keep an eye out for more and more clips coming. If you follow us on Instagram, look, I'll be the first to admit I've been a little lazy on the clips, right? I'm going to step my game up. You're going to start seeing this beautiful face more and more often. And you know what? Where the heck is Mike? Mike D wants to know, where the heck is Mike? Mike, if you're out there and you're watching, right? If you're watching, Mike, that boy Flowski, a.k.a. Mike D, wants to know where you're at, right? Either way, though, he loves it. So thank you so much, Mike D, a.k.a. that boy Flowski. Y'all don't know, man, he's been one of the original watchers. He watches on both Facebook and Twitch, right? Guys, go drop a follow on Twitch, guys. The more followers we get, the better. So go check us out on Twitch. It's free. Twitch is a free platform. Go type in the Ham Podcast, all one word, all lowercase. But let's get back into some topics here, right? So we talked about Blueface, a sucker punching his chick's dad. We talked about the playoffs coming up. Is his internet down again? Mike D, that boy's internet stays down. No, he has some he had some personal things that he's taking care of, and he'll drop by occasionally here and there. But in the meantime, you're gonna see a lot more of this handsome mug, right? This handsome mug alone. But guess what? I've got the charisma, I've got the looks, and I've got the personality to take this thing to the top. To the top. Because there's a bunch of people out there that's the twos, but I'm the one. You like that? All right, I stole that from WWE. Sorry, WWE, don't come sue me. I apologize. But guys, we got big things. You got football playoffs starting in a couple of weeks, right? UFC will be back. Guys, if you didn't know, March 25th. I know it sounds a long time away, but it's really not, right? March 25th, the UFC will be in San Antonio, Texas, Alamo Dome, March 25th, and you know the Ham Podcast is going to be there. You know John Helmke will be there. You know that I will not miss a UFC event, knock on wood, barring anything crazy happening. I can't wait for them to start to release some of the fights. It's going to be amazing. I've been to 2 UFC events here in San Antonio, and let me tell you something. If you think it's fun to watch it on TV, it's even better being in person. The production that the UFC puts on, in person is just phenomenal. So March 25th, UFC will be here in San Antonio. Welcome in James Flores to the Ham Podcast. So once again, guys, we're here live on Facebook, live on Twitch, doing the damn thing. But yeah, so let's take a look at this, right? We're talking about big guys and big girls and all that good stuff, right? We're talking about Blueface. We're talking about, the football playoffs coming up soon. By the way, if you're in fantasy football, right now, semis are about to start. Just so y'all know, I am in the semifinals in both of my leagues. In one of those leagues, I beat the shit out of Mike, my co-host. So that might be why. Welcome in, Denise. Welcome in. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bueno. That's all the Spanish I got. I'm not really that good. But playoffs, you better know Cincinnati Bengals are going back. Here's the thing, man. Cincinnati, if anybody in the AFC can do it, it can be Cincinnati to pull that back-to-back Super Bowl. I think that I was really, really favoring Buffalo until Josh Allen injured his elbow. And when he injured his elbow, he started kind of throwing some picks, and I was like, oh, man. And then you got Miami, though, right? Miami's kind of up and down with Tua. They look really, really good, and then they can go and get their ass stomped. I tell you who can make some noise in the NFC if they end up making the wild card. And teams better watch out, man. And y'all might laugh, but if you're a real football fan, you know I'm telling the truth. The Detroit Lions are 7-7 right now. They're close to making a wild card game. And let me tell you something. Mike D says since he beats all of them. I mean, the Cowboys did put that ass whooping on y'all earlier in the year, Mike D. So obviously y'all can't beat the Cowboys. But yeah, Detroit, man, they play tough. Dan Campbell has those guys believing in his system. Jared Goff looks like the Jared Goff that helped the Rams win the Super Bowl. Right? That's a hard-nosed football team. And it all starts with their head coach, Dan Campbell. And he's got them playing tough, man. They're a tough out. So if they make playoffs, watch out. Some of those teams, right? If I'm a Cowboys fan, I wouldn't want to see Detroit in the playoffs. I really wouldn't. The way they play, the style, very hard-nosed. I wouldn't want to see them. I'd love for them to sneak in and fucking upset somebody, though, other than the Cowboys, right? But James Flores, that's right. Puro pinche Cowboys. Hey, that's another Spanish word I know, right? Two of them, puro pinche. What's up? I'm learning Spanish. I'm trying to meet me a nice Hispanic girl. If y'all know beautiful Hispanic women, send them over to the Ham Podcast, right? I'll introduce them to me. That's right, I said it. I'll introduce myself to them is what I meant. I'll learn Spanish for them. They can make tortillas. I'll learn Spanish. It's an even trade. But guys, Christmas is here. Be safe out there, right? It's about to get cold here in San Antonio. Light-skinned Hispanic. Mira, papi, mira. No. I'm a dark-skinned Hispanic. Wait, that's just the ring light that's making me look light, okay? No, but guys, Christmas is here. A lot of thieves out there. Be careful. When you're going shopping, watch your back. Park in a nicely lit area wherever you're shopping, right? You got a lot of these low lives out there that don't know how to work for their money and don't know how to work for their gifts, and they try to steal, so they try to rob. So just be careful out there. Mike D says Dak is a top 15 quarterback. Feedy Lamb is a top 10 wide receiver. Said it. All right, here's the challenge to this. Mike D, name me 14 quarterbacks you'd take ahead of Dak Prescott. You name me 14 quarterbacks that you would take ahead of Dak Prescott, and maybe then I'll believe you. Look, dude, I'm a Cowboys fan, but I know that Dak Prescott has flaws, without a doubt. No doubt about it. It's going to be tough as hell to win a Super Bowl with Dak. But I will take him over most quarterbacks in the league. There's very few quarterbacks that I would take above Dak right now, right? I'll take Josh Allen over Dak. I'd still take Aaron Rodgers. What's up, Joseph? Welcome to the Ham Podcast. I'd still take Aaron Rodgers. I think if you stick Aaron Rodgers with the receiving core that we have, we're a Super Bowl winner. You put Aaron Rodgers on the Cowboys right now, we win the Super Bowl. Hands down. With our running backs, our receivers, our tight ends, our offensive line, we win a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. We win a Super Bowl with Josh Allen this year. I'll take those two. I tell you who I'd take over. I wouldn't take over Dak, and a lot of people will get mad at me for this. I'm not taking Lamar Jackson over Dak Prescott. Nah. Lamar will get you all of the regular season wins you want. He'll get you all of these rushing records that you want from a quarterback. But Lamar Jackson is not winning a Super Bowl anytime soon. Lamar Jackson is not a Super Bowl winning quarterback. So that would be just exchanging the same thing, right? If I was to give away Dak for Lamar, I'm getting the same thing, right? I don't want Lamar Jackson. I wouldn't even take Tua right now. Tua has to show me more than... You got to think. Last year, they were already talking about cutting Tua. The same with Jalen Hurts. Last year, at the end of the season, they were like, all right, should we draft a quarterback? There was no good quarterbacks outside of like the top 2 or 3 that came out of the draft. So they're like, we'll keep him one more year. And now he's like the best thing ever for Philly, right? Oh, Jalen Hurts. You were going to cut him a year ago. You were going to cut him. So don't tell me that Jalen Hurts is the second coming in Philly when y'all were ready to cut his ass. Y'all were ready to send him packing, right? James Florida's head case with all the concussions. Yeah, Tua's got too many concussions, laying on the ground, throwing up gang signs and shit. No, Tua, you're hurt. Micah Parsons right now, the only thing that worries me about Micah is I feel like I don't want us to wear him down too early in his career, right? Because you look at somebody, right, and they're like, oh, well, he's a star. Look at Joey Bosa or look at Nick Bosa, right, with the Niners. All right, so Mike D, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to invite you on the show, Mike. I'm going to invite you on the show next week. We'll go here, screen on Facebook, and we'll go over your 22 quarterbacks that you would take before Dak. Next week, invitation sent out, Mike D, live on Facebook. Mike D and myself, we'll go over that. We'll go live on Facebook. But Parsons, Micah is a great player. But if you look at somebody like a Nick Bosa, right? Or even a Joey Bosa, they line up at their defensive end spot and they create terror. I feel like we move Micah around almost too much. I feel like and don't get me wrong, he does a great job, whether it's linebacker, D end, and sometimes we even stick him in the middle of the line. I feel like we move him around too much and he's getting banged around too much with a lot of these big offensive linemen. And I don't want us to risk getting Micah hurt before. Welcome in, Priscilla, to the Ham Podcast. I don't want us to risk getting Micah hurt, messing around the middle of these offensive linemen when he should be playing either D end or linebacker, right? Plain and simple. Again, guys, if you're looking for a nice home, somewhere to lay your head down, go visit Zamora or Duna Real Estate Group. Beautiful houses they got. Check them out here on Facebook. That's Zamora or Duna Real Estate Group. So, yeah, I think Micah should win Defensive Player this year. He won Rookie Defensive Player last year. This year, he should win the overall Defensive Player. I'm Baker Mayfield. Man, Baker Mayfield, I told somebody when he first got drafted that it would be about 4 or 5 years before he'd be out of the league. He's lasted longer than I thought, but he's not that good. Baker's an average backup. He's going to do great as a backup, but he's not a starter. He did really well at Oklahoma because, well, hell, let's be real. Oklahoma's a system kind of school, right? All the Oklahoma quarterbacks have done well. And then they make it to the league and they all sucked, right? Joseph Sarr wants to know, is OBJ coming to Dallas? So peep this. So a couple days ago, Jerry Jones did go on the radio, his radio station, right? And he did a little interview and he says, OBJ will be with us by the end of the year, before the season's over. I don't know, man. As a Cowboys fan, yes, I'd love to have him. That's another weapon going into the playoffs, right? That's a whole nother weapon having OBJ. He's going to create mismatch problems for the other team. To have him and CD and Michael Gallup and then Dalton Schultz at tight end, I would love it, right? I'd absolutely love it. But then at the same time, now you're talking about throwing a whole new player into a system going into playoffs. Now we've got to work him into our system, and that's tough sometimes, man. It's tough to work a new system around a new player, especially somebody like OBJ who wants the ball, right? This is a man who says, hey, give me the ball and I'll create magic. And he has. He's shown it in his career. I think ultimately he will come to Dallas. Whether it's going to be towards the end of this season or next year, I think he will. I think I'm leaning more towards him signing for next season. I think the Cowboys, after seeing the physical from his knee and it not being 100% yet, I think that he will sign with us, but it won't be till next year. And that's a good point, right, James? He can be a great decoy. I agree with that. I would love to see it. Less doubles on CD, exactly, because you can't double team everybody, right? You can't double team CD and Gallup and freaking OBJ. And then even if they double team two of those guys, guess what? Then you got Dalton Schultz running up your ass and down the middle of the field. And I'll tell you right now, Dalton Schultz is a top 5 tight end in the league. You can't tell me he's not. Dalton Schultz is a top 5 tight end. It's Travis Kelce, it's Kittle, and then I'm going Dalton Schultz, man. Honestly, those are my top 3. Kelce, Kittle, and Dalton Schultz. And yeah, the other 2 tight ends we have, the 2 rookies, Hendershot and Ferguson, they've done way above what we expected them to do this year. I mean, and they just don't catch either. They block. And that's huge for the Cowboys to have blocking tight end. CD's a top 10 wideout, no need to double hit. Mike D, I feel like you drank a little bit of the haterade tonight. Everybody, can we give Mike D a round of applause? Because he has brought the haterisms, the hate to the podcast tonight. And I love it. Thank you, Mike D. I can't wait to get you on this show. You thought Stephen A. Smith was tough? Wait till you get on this show with me, Mike D. Oh, sir. Name me 9 wide receivers you take over CD right now. You're talking about a man who's his 3rd season in the league. 3rd season in the league, right? That's a nice golf clap. And there's not a lot of wide receivers I take over him. Maybe I take the boy from the Rams, that white boy. I take him over CD. Maybe I take Chase and Jefferson over him. That's 3. Who else? Yeah, Cooper Kupp. That's who I meant. Thank you, Mike Adams in Las Vegas. I wouldn't. I wouldn't take Adams at this stage of his career. Jefferson and Chase, yes, I will take Jefferson and Chase. Tyreek Hill, nah, he's Tyreek Hill is a problem. Diggs though, I would take Diggs. Diggs, Coop, Jefferson, Chase, and then CD. Those would be my top 5. Yeah, Diggs from the Bills. I got you. Oh, you talking about Amon St. Brown. Good young wide receiver. Waddle's not as good as people think he is, man. Waddle gets a lot of love because he's got other receivers like Tyreek with him. But Amon St. Brown, very good. And he is a dog. St. Brown from Detroit is a dog, man. I love his style of play. Let me tell you this. If not the Cowboys, man, this season, I rooted for the Lions in a lot of games except for when they played the Cowboys. I admire their toughness, right? I admire their toughness. So I hope that Amon St. Brown continues to do what he does. He's on my fantasy team, so I'll take him. AJ who? AJ who? Don't tell me AJ from the Cardinals. Higgins? Oh, T.Y. Higgins? He's inconsistent, man. T.Y. Higgins is very, very inconsistent. I don't know about that one. Amari Cooper? Not with that hamstring. Always injuring that hamstring. I wouldn't. That's what I put into consideration. A.J. Brown? Okay, yes. A.J. Brown is 1. I will take A.J. Brown ahead of CD. I'll take even, and I forgot about I don't want to say my boy, but I like him out in San Francisco. Deebo Samuel. I like Deebo, man. Deebo's tough. If he didn't play for the Niners, I'd like him a little bit more. But Deebo Samuel is an absolute beast. You're talking about a receiver who breaks tackles. That's Deebo Samuel. Yeah, and anybody who comes out to the stretch, Devontae Smith, no, I'm not taking Devontae Smith over CD. Not happening. Devontae Smith is a little. Brandon Ayuk? No, not taking him over CD. Stop it. Mike D, you are reaching with Ayuk. Come on, my man. Come on, man. Come on. But guys, I love it. It has been a great episode tonight. My time has come. Mike D, the invitation has been sent out next week, live on Facebook. You and me, word for word. We got this. We'll see. We'll see. CD Lamb is not that good. We'll see. James says Debo's more of an all-around back. I agree, but he's also got that wide receiver speed. He runs great routes. So, yeah. I love it, Mike D. I love it. I love it. I love that an ex-tight end is trying to tell me about a good wide receiver. Come on now, Mike D. You were a tight end, baby. Come on. But no, guys, it's been an amazing night. Thank y'all so much for joining. I will see y'all next week here on the Ham Podcast. And I can't wait. It's going to be an amazing show next week. It'll be right before New Year's. I hope everybody out there. Pollard is very good. I'm not going to say Pollard is the best in the league. He's very good. I think Pollard deserves more snaps than Zeke. But yeah, it's a toss up, man. I'm just, the only thing that worries me about Pollard is when the Cowboys try to run him up the middle too much. They just got to stop running him up the middle. Let that boy run to the outside. But all right, everybody, it's been an absolute beautiful night with y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining me here on the Ham Podcast, on Twitch, on Snapchat. You guys have a great night. I will see y'all next week.